Hi, welcome to Racehouse with me, Joe Lee.
And me, Darren Reeves.
Saudi Grand Prix. It's just happened, and we both enjoyed it from various parts of the world. It's a funny one because it's a night race, and it just it looks phenomenal. I've not been to that one, even though I'm not far, but it's phenomenal, and how they've built the circuit only for this circuit to disappear in a year or two because they're going to build a new track near Riyadh in Diriyah, where they've had the Formula E. And this new track apparently is going to have part of the track is going to be up in the air. It's going to be suspended in the air, and the designs look insane. So Saudi is kind of playing catch up in a way with the rest of the world as it's opened up. But oh my God, are they making an impact? And this was a really fast race. And again, a fast race for Verstappen. Darren, what did you think about this and the pace of the race?
Well, I got to say to you, Saudi looks amazing. It's the fastest street track we have. So there's a little bit of me that doesn't want to lose it, because we all talk about Monaco and the history of Monaco, but passing in Monaco is really difficult.
Mm.
In Saudi, it's a totally different ball game. And we know the history on this track already with Lewis and Max. But that race, for me, Red Bull are just so on it.
Unbelievable.
They are better than last year. There is no race at the moment. And the fact that Perez is doing exactly what's asked of him as well, which is what we want. I love Checo. I think he's brilliant. So for him to be coming in second behind Max, so far ahead of everyone else, they are doing the most fantastic job. And we mustn't complain about them. They're doing it right. It's everybody else that needs to sort it out. So I just, yeah, I just, I loved watching again the Mercedes and the McLarens and the Ferraris and the Aston Martins, but you just don't even watch Red Bull. What their sponsors must think, I don't know. You only see them when they come in the pits and mess it up.
It is true actually because they really are in just a different league of their own. I mean, and for Perez as well to be up there and again doing this job. I mean, this is a team that's been rocked with scandal recently, but that was all kind of wiped away on this race. There was not a glimmer of that. It was all about the performance, and again, it was just pure domination. There was
Yeah.
an interview with Lewis Hamilton afterwards. He said, "Look, my car is great in the slow sections. It's okay in the mid sections, but on the high speed sections and straights, it is just not close at all."
Joe, I know
Um,
he said that it's like he was in a different formula. That's how vast the difference is when in the high speed sections.
mm,
That Mercedes, it had dominance, but it just fell off a cliff in 2021, didn't it?
mm.
And well, it didn't. That's a lie. They just put everything into 2021, and they've never ever recovered from that Abu Dhabi Grand Prix in
No,
2021, have they?
maybe it shook their confidence, but then straight after that, you had the porpoising. That was unbelievable. And like you think as a driver, I mean, they were like, it was just killing the
Yeah.
drivers in there.
And the side pods that they had as well. They had those very different side pods where they were missing,
Mm,
which they went a totally different route and design, and it just didn't work. And
mm,
again, Lewis in his interview said that they've gone down another different concept to everybody else, and they're no better,
no,
than where they were. But they are competitive with the other cars. And that's
yeah.
where the racing is right now. So Red Bull, massive tick. Max Verstappen, massive tick. Checo, massive tick.
Mm.
Christian Horner, Helmut Marko. Let's see what happens, but it's not affecting the on-track action. Uh,
No, and talking of teams who are up there, look at McLaren. McLaren, fantastic start to the season, double points in both the first races, looking super fast.
oh yeah,
Obviously, Lando didn't come in, so that's why he was leading for a while. But he couldn't keep Verstappen off him. But still, looking good. I mean, I think there could have been a podium there, but look at Charles Leclerc. I mean,
yeah.
great race, got a podium. we're starting to see these three quite a lot. I thought when they were in the room, it used to be Lewis and maybe Max and someone else. Now it's the Red Bulls and Leclerc.
Yeah.
Seems to be the thing. Is that going to be the rest of the season, you think?
To be fair, it was Carlos Sainz on the podium for Bahrain last week. So it's
That's right, yeah.
I'd say Ferrari are definitely the second fastest team right now, and I think Leclerc and Sainz are great drivers. Sainz is now driving for his career to get the best drive he can get for 2025. Leclerc, he's got to drive because he's got Lewis to look forward to. So both of them, I think, are going to be on it, and we're going to see Ferrari definitely the second fastest team, and they're the ones for the rest of the pack to chase because Red Bull are just too far ahead.
Yeah.
But Leclerc, I thought he had a great drive, but he drove that car as fast as it would go around that circuit, which is the aim, isn't it? Whereas I don't think Max did. The aim to win a race is to drive the car as slow as you can around the circuit, isn't it? It's up to everybody else to catch up.
Maintain the tires as well. There's so much going through your head, but it just seems so effortless. You talked about signs. Unfortunately, he's had appendicitis problems.
Yes.
And so it was time for their reserve driver to step up. No, not Lewis Hamilton. He's still with Mercedes. But Oliver Behrman. And what an incredible start. His dad was there watching, and he must have been super proud. I think he finished 7th. In the end, he started 11th, finished 7th. He's got points on his maiden Formula One race, which only a handful of people have done before. Incredible, really great. He kept it together. The pressure. It's a fast track, as you said, super fast, super dangerous as well. So many drivers were clipping the sides. Alonso clipped the wall a bit. I think Lando clipped the wall. Stroll clipped the wall, and obviously that led into a crash, which saw him leave, I think, on lap 2, wasn't it? Or 5 or something?
It was early in the race, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But, mate, just we'll come to that in a sec. Just going back to Behrman, he's the story of the weekend. Remember, he didn't do practice 1, FP1 and FP2 on the Thursday. We must get our days right for this as well. So he came in on Friday morning for FP3, and he makes it. He was 0.036 seconds off making it into Q3 to qualify 11th. And for me, racing it's not about necessarily starting on pole position and winning a race. It's about how you develop through the race. And I've learned this from karting. So, and to be honest, seeing Oliver Behrman's dad in the garage, and that was me watching my son.
I was thinking that's Darren. That is Darren with Lucas. That's the moment,
That's it. I definitely felt that way yesterday. And having been in the back of the Aston Martin garage in exactly, the same sort of place where they're standing recently, I just put myself in that position. Lucas is 14. Oliver Behrman is 18. We're talking 4 years' time. Lucas's target is to be in that Ferrari. So Oliver Behrman, there you go. It can be done. You just got to make sure you deliver on the track. So he is the story of the weekend. He went from 11th to 7th in his maiden race. He did better than Max Verstappen. Max just went from first to first.
Boring.
Yeah.
And also we said about how boring it was. There's no rookies this season. There's no new rookies. And then we got delivered this. And, depending on Sainz's recovery, I don't know if he's going to have surgery or if he's had it. I'm not sure.
I think he had it on Saturday.
Oh, right.
No. Sorry, it's Friday. Quali day. I've got my days wrong.
He's got a couple of weeks until Australia. So whether or not he's fit for that, I don't know. Maybe not. I'm not sure. So we could see more of Oliver Behrman, but no, fantastic. The pundits seem to love him. The crowd seem to love him. He did a great job at representing. And that's a tough gig. But 18. Oh my God. I mean, can you imagine that when you were 18? Can you imagine just doing that?
Buddy, I was just trying to be a keyboard player in a rock band, and but to be a Formula One driver at the age of 18, you just don't even know yourself. You can sort of see it. Really, he's not quite fully grown yet, is he? He just looks so young, and it made me laugh when Coulthard was interviewing him, and he said, "Oh, my dad's younger than you, mate." Oh dear, it
That's
comes
true,
to us all. Comes to us all.
True.
No, Behrman, story of the weekend. Loved it. I'd love to see him in the car again, but I also want to see Carlos Sainz in the car. I wish him a good recovery, quick recovery, and it's his drive. But Behrman, people are going to be looking at him. So what I'm going to predict, because if we look back at a previous podcast, I've got a feeling I predicted Behrman to be the next rookie. I didn't expect it to be so quick,
I
but
think you did. Who's
yeah,
the Aston Martin rookie?
Drogovic.
Yeah, you love
I,
Drogovic. I
I
remember
just
that.
I just like saying it.
Yeah, it
So
sounds kind of vice like
yeah,
Drogovic is a bit of a Drogovic.
yeah,
Um, yes, I think so. We have to comb through the archives, but I
yeah.
know you like Drogovic. Yeah, and I think you've
So
mentioned Behrman before.
so I'm going to predict that he's going to either race for Haas this season or Sauber, because aren't they linked with Ferrari? Those two teams. I know they've had Ferrari engines in the past or whatever.
Engines.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I reckon he's going to be knocking on the door at one of those drivers this season, and we can only see. I think they're the two teams that could shuffle things this season.
I mean, the elephant in the room is that there's still a spare seat at Mercedes
There certainly is, but
next season, but I don't think
I
he'd have a rookie. Do you think?
no. Well, I think they're talking about this. Is it Antonelli? Is that there's a guy that they're all talking about at the moment. So we need to look out for him. I still think Mick Schumacher is
Yeah.
in line, and I think Esteban Ocon as Toto Wolff is his manager, I think would be a good shout as well, ahead of probably Carlos Sainz or Behrman. But mate, we just have to watch because things change so fast, Joe. You know, we always wonder what are we going to talk about this week, what we're going to talk about, and then suddenly so much happens of interest.
Yeah.
You know, apart from Red Bull.
Yeah, true. And you know, consistency also changes. I mean, talking to Red Bull, Perez got a penalty, but then Lando didn't get a penalty for that jump start, which
Yeah.
George the Grass Russell. Have you heard his comms? He was like, "Up, jump start, Norris." Off the track, they're like best mates walking around. Oh, mate, yeah. Oh no, dob him in.
You
It's
know,
so funny.
when I saw it, I thought that was a slam dunk penalty without any shadow of a doubt. So that's really shocked me that one got wiped away. And then when we look at Perez's incident in the pit lane, when they were all coming in, whenever there's a safety car, the pit lane is going to be chaos.
Yeah.
You know? And I think that everybody does really well just not to drive into one another. So Alonso did really well to put the brakes on. And yes, it was an unsafe release, but I think these things can't really be avoided in these situations when so many cars come in all at once. It is chaos. Well done to everybody, really. I would have said Lando's was more a penalty, but because we've also got this controversy with the FIA happening at the moment with Ben Sulayem about asking for certain penalties not to happen, Fernando Alonso, for example, and about the track in Vegas. I think we need to see how this unfolds a little bit as well. So we've got Red Bull Gate and we've also got FIA Gate at the moment. For me, that was a slam dunk penalty for Lando, and he was lucky to get away with it. However, Lando's strategy of staying out and not going in the pits under the safety car, him and Hamilton and Zhou did it, and a couple of others at the back, was the wrong call. But what's really great is they tried to do something different. But it didn't work. They came out behind Behrman and they just didn't have the pace on the soft tyres that they expected. And I've noticed this last week and this week. So whatever compounds Pirelli are providing and whatever they updated from 2023 to 2024, the difference between the soft tyre and the hard tyre should be a race winning difference. You know, that it should be 2-3 seconds a lap. It's hardly anything. It's maybe 0.2, 0.3 seconds a lap. That's not enough for the tyre strategies. These tyre strategies are meant to be there to throw the dice, roll the dice, you know?
Yeah.
And this season, we've seen it in 2 races. The pace difference between hard and softs is just hardly anything. And I'm a bit disappointed, really. I think Pirelli need to sort that out.
Why is that? Have they changed the compound then? Which, you know,
They've definitely changed certain things with the tyres, and obviously we got the wider tyres that came in a few years ago. But I've not looked into it enough, Joe. If I'm honest with you, obviously we have 5 compounds, of which 3 Pirelli choose 3 to come to the race, of which we call hard, medium, soft. But they do change depending on what track we're going to. But I think they've got to widen that, because we need to see people take risks on strategy, and you can only really take it on pit stops and tyres.
Yeah, it's true, especially when you're picking up penalties all day long. I mean, Magnussen. I mean,
Well,
what happened with that?
Firstly, he got 2 10-second penalties. Were they for driving, blocking, or causing a collision, and all
I
these
think
things?
so, something like that. Yeah.
When K-Mag came back to Formula One, to replace Mazepin, it was a breath of fresh air. When Hulkenberg came in and replaced Schumacher, they are better drivers. K-Mag, you are better than how you drove yesterday. But how brilliant was it that he held up all the rest of the pack to allow Hulkenberg to get a free pit stop? I thought, well done, Haas. We miss Gunter. We want to see Gunter back on our TV screens. But I thought the strategy at Haas was the best strategy to take advantage of a bad situation. With 5 clear top teams and 10 positions only available, they are all those teams, Haas, Williams, Sauber, RB, and who's the other one? Alpine. I've forgotten about even Alpine exist right now. Dear, oh dear.
Well, they just fired all their team. Have you heard that?
Yeah, I saw.
It's their top team. I don't know if it's Ryan Reynolds getting involved and saying we'll bring some Wrexham guys over, but they're having a massive shake-up at the moment, because it is not good enough. I mean, Gasly didn't finish. I mean, the gearbox problems. That was relatively early, wasn't it?
That was lap 2. Yeah, it's shocking, that level at the moment, and they've got 2 good drivers, and those drivers are going to want to get out of there as soon as maybe we might see a rookie come into there. But it's a horror show. Renault, because it is Renault, to be honest with you, you are championship winning material. Sort it out. It's shocking.
It is shocking. And you look further down the field, I mean, like Ricardo as well, it didn't really show up at all. I think Yuki was doing better, but then he finished in 14th, Ricardo 16th. They are not touching the dial. Williams as well, Sargent is just not there.
No,
it's embarrassing. Albon finished 11th.
I think Albon's rinsing the best out of that Williams. Again, he had a great season last season, but where are the points going to come from? None of these teams are retiring. It's only going to come from crashes, as we saw yesterday. Haas were lucky to get a point because Stroll, my favourite driver in Formula One, just what an idiot. How rubbish. How basic is it?
That is basic.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not F1 drivers, but come on, that is basic.
Oliver Behrman gets in that Ferrari and drives it around. Lance Stroll, how many seasons has he been in now? 7, 8 seasons at Williams, and then where he is now. Lawrence Stroll, come on. You're in charge, buddy. I get it. I get the family thing.
Ain't gonna happen.
I'm part of a family business, but come on. This is not good enough. Put Behrman in your car, my friend.
Well, that's the thing. I think everyone's going to look at Behrman. I mean, I saw Zach Brown was doing Bloomberg Power Players, and they said, well, with all the scandal and everything rocking around, maybe Verstappen's going to move. Maybe he's going to go to Mercedes, or would he go to McLaren? And Zach was like, I'm very happy at the moment with our lineup. We've got 2 amazing drivers. We don't have to look anywhere. We're sorted. We're done. But I think even they would look at Behrman and go, do you know what? That's pretty cool. But I think even, again, coming back to it, Toto could do an Arsene Wenger and bring in this young talent and save a fortune, because whoever they bring in is not going to cost as much as Hamilton did. It's going to free up a lot more cash. So I know I keep coming back to this point, and I can't wait till next year. I keep wanting to fast forward to next year so I can see who's in that Mercedes seat and how Hamilton's going to do it. I think with the car at the moment, Ferrari, Hamilton might do pretty well next year, actually, in a Ferrari.
Well, Hamilton's only got one aim, and that is to beat Max Verstappen. and he's running out of time just because of age and his body and motivation. I know we can all say that we've got motivation, but I think we all know the motivation in your 20s and 30s is different to how it is in your 40s and 50s. It might not be less or more, but it definitely changes. Life balance changes.
Mm.
So Lewis is running out of time, but we can clearly see right now that the Ferrari is a better car than the Mercedes. So if Lewis is running out of time, he should just put his foot down and swap with Science now, shouldn't he? Come on,
Yeah.
surely Lewis has got enough clout to make that happen. And here's an idea for you. How about Jos Verstappen to take over from Christian Horner?
Oh, well, he's putting a lot of input in. I mean, he's like
Certainly, yeah.
he's like one of these soccer dads who's there on the sidelines,
Oh
And,
yeah. I'm one of those as well.
yeah, and we don't really want to get into all this hurdy-burdy stuff, but there was that video that surfaced online of a very heated discussion between Christian Horner and Jos Verstappen in the Red Bull motorhome, if you will. And God knows what's going on. I don't know, but there's a bit of a power play. I noticed that Christian Horner, because a lot of them came here to Dubai to party and to chill and to relax a bit with their partners, but Horner went straight to Saudi, so that oh no, I'm here already, I'm in Saudi. I don't know, with Max still winning like this is the perfect cover, and this thing may go away. I don't know. It just depends on the allegations. If it's I don't know. It's just sometimes I think
he's so high
sorry.
profile. No, it's fine. He's so high profile within Formula One and within Red Bull. I don't see it going away in sort of yesterday's newspaper and something else comes along and so on. Like we want all the talking to happen on the track, and it is happening on the track. To be fair to Red Bull, we want innocent until proven guilty. But this story just isn't going away.
No, it's not, and I don't think there are any bigger stories coming along. I mean, the FIA. I mean, kind of who cares? The general fan doesn't really care. They're another one which often do kind of get involved unnecessarily, should I say? But no, look, it's all eyes forward on the season now. It started. Look, we've got Australia now in 2 weeks.
It's one of my favourite tracks, Joe.
You've been there, haven't you?
I've been there. I've been there 4 times. Each one as a fan, to be fair. So I was there 2001, 2, 3, and then in 2004 I took my now wife. It was one of our first ever dates, and we were sat on the start-finish straight in our seats for FP3, and she said, I'm sure my chiropractor works in Formula One. Let me give him a call. So, or text. So she drops him a text. He went, yeah, I'm here. Let's meet up. So after quali, he said, meet us at the Paddock entrance. Next thing I knew, we were having a barbecue at the back of the Williams garage with Ralph Schumacher and Juan Pablo Montoya were the drivers at the time. Button was next door with Honda, but we actually sat there with Frank Williams at the table having a barbecue. Mate, and this is 2004. This is 20 years ago. I'm talking now, and I've walked around the track since 2015. I was down there in October, so I got to walk around the park. It's one of my favourite places. I'd love to be back down there again, Joe, but work brings me out elsewhere.
Yeah, where are you? Where are you?
So I'm at the New Theatre in Oxford today for working for Roger Taylor's Queen Extravaganza, which I MD. We were in Manchester Apollo last night, and we're off to Eastbourne all around the UK. And so they're just setting the stage up, ready for the show tonight. Nice. And we're sold out everywhere, Joe. So don't bother getting any tickets. Do you know what? If all you can do is really sweet talk me a bottle of gin, you never know what might happen.
That's true, actually, because I do have your bottle of gin still here, which
I know. I know.
I could take it. I was like, oh, I'll have that. So I do have your bottle of gin next time I see it.
Oh, that's funny. No, that was from when we did the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, wasn't it? We bought a bottle of gin to have in the hotel room, but we never touched it, did we?
Yeah, and also I've been talking to Charlie, our friend. The Monaco Grand Prix, we're getting ready for that, so that's going to be fantastic. So if you're watching and listening and you're going to Monaco, give us a shout, and maybe we can catch you there, especially if you're one of the boats. So we can do some hop in.
We'd love to. You know, if you do have a yacht down there, please get in contact with us because we'd love to come and visit and do more podcasts and interviews with people. So
Why yacht? Why yacht? Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
that's
So
my dad
no,
joke.
oh yeah. So yeah, we can't wait for that. But Joe, I've got another thing today as well. So
Yeah.
Lucas is racing in round 2 of the Clay Pigeon Club Championships, and at 11 a.m. What's the time now? What are we now? We're 10:30. He's only starting on pole, Joe.
No way.
So yeah,
Get
so
in.
I'm going to be following that on the Clay Pigeon Raceway website, so you can watch that and log into all the telemetry. Who, you know, if anybody's interested, that is of course. But we always let our sponsors know about it, and
Yeah.
it's just building that brand. So watch this space. So that we can't wait. And I say last weekend, as you saw, we were in North Wales doing a test day, ready for the Super One National Karting Championships. So motorsport, mate, is very, very healthy at the moment. And
Amazing.
like just watching Oliver Behrman and his dad, it resonated so much with me this weekend. And I just can't wait for Lucas to put on those red overalls, and I'm in the back of the garage, stressed beyond stressed. Who knows?
We don't care what color it is. It could be any of the colors. Maybe
Of course.
papaya. Papaya is also.
You'd love papaya. I'd like to see British racing green actually as well. I've become quite sort of warm to the Aston Martin team, I have to say. But you know, I always think there's a drive going in that team, so I think we should put him in now.
But Woking's closer than
Yes, it is.
Gaydon. So
Yes.
and to draw up Silverstone all the time from the south.
Yes.
You have
Yes.
to
You're
move.
yeah, I'm all right with that, mate. I travel all the time. I'm not far from there to be Oxford today.
Yeah,
Not
you're
far,
down the road.
not far from Silverstone and all the different teams. All the teams, lots of the teams come from this part of Middle England, don't they?
So do subscribe to Racehouse because the next episode you'll see how Darren got on climbing the fences at Silverstone to go and have a look around and run around there tomorrow.
Yeah.
But we'll be back for the Australian Grand Prix, which is in 2 weeks' time. I believe it's back to the normal timings, the Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yes, it is.
And one thing we should do as well, because of the Bahrain and Saudi races were moved due to Ramadan, is to say Ramadan Kareem to all our Muslim listeners as well. So a blessed and holy month to you and your families. So we'll be back again. As I said, Australian Grand Prix. Let us know your comments, any thoughts and things, and we'll get back to you. Remember, we have the shop, racehouse.cc, with all our merch, and we will see you next time. So from... how do I say goodbye?
This is so good, Joe.
I had it. And then I was like, it's goodbye from me. Yes, that's it. God, it's so easy.
Come on, just think the two Ronnies and you'll be fine.
I know. So it's goodbye from him. No, not him, me. It's goodbye. It's goodbye from me, Jolie.
And it's goodbye from me, Darren Reeves. Take care.
Take care. Oh.